And when I wear cologne, it has to be Lysol. I know, really lame joke. So there are multiple states in the United States that have issued shelter in place orders. So that means that if you are working in a non-essential business, so if you're not a healthcare worker, if you're not law enforcement, if you're not, basically in businesses that have to serve people through supplies, if you're not in the delivery business, basically have to stay home. So that doesn't really exempt me because I'm seeing patients right now, trying to make sure that they're not going to get sick and that they're not going to get infected because most of my patients are elderly. So I know that if they get infected, they'll have a high chance of going to the hospital. So that's the fort I'm holding right now. Just 2 weeks ago, we thought that we are undergoing the longest expansion of the US economy in modern history. And then within 2 weeks, we are about to slip in. Actually, we're actually probably already in a recession. And if nothing is going to be done, we're probably going to be slipping into a depression. I know. That was a really big about face from 2 weeks ago. Which led me to think that this was probably how the beginning of both world wars were. You know, my grandfather fought in World War II, and when we were kids, especially when I was 10, and I would take these long vacations with my cousins, he would usually regale us with stories of the war, how his life was, how he evaded the Japanese, and where he was when they declared victory. And I told myself, I hope to God I am not going to be in that kind of scenario wherein I have to be drafted into a war. But then the war came. It's not fought with guns. It's fought with masks, social distancing, gloves, a ton of Lysol. If you could ever find Lysol, I tried. I haven't. This is a war. This is basically a war. I mean, you don't postpone the Olympics for nothing. And when I was a kid, I was very much afraid of going into war because that would mean that the government is going to force me to carry a gun, ship me off somewhere else, to fight, be a leg soldier, with a big chance of dying. And I didn't like that. I mean, who wants that? But it's war right now. And it's not me who chose it, but the war chose me. And thousands of other healthcare workers, law enforcement people, and all of those people who are in the front lines right now. And just like any war, we don't have enough weapons. But one thing I've realized is that when you're at war and when you're under a lot of stress, you stop thinking of fears, dangers, the things that you don't have that's probably going to kill you. You just stop thinking of that. You just think of the ultimate goal. And that is playing your part in society so it's not going to crumble and fall. And for most of us, it's probably just staying at home, watching Netflix, practicing social distancing, making sure that you're not going to come into contact with somebody who will be susceptible to the virus. But for some of us, that means we have to go out there. I mean, that's nice. The traffic is really good. This is war. We may be fighting with limited weapons, but we're fighting with an interminable spirit. We're fighting not just for us. This is our generation's fight. And we intend to win it.